Hi, everyone. I'm Dylan Stafford with UCLA Anderson. I'm an assistant dean. With me is Paraag. Paraag did the Being a Leader course at UCLA.
Hi, everyone. My name is Paraag. Could there be another way to look at what it is like to be a leader? There's books written on it, like, okay, these are A, B, C, D, how to be a leader. But nothing actually ever took the world into who I am. But nobody gives you a book on what it's like to actually analyze yourself. What's running the show in my leadership? Wow. You mean I don't have to read a book? I just have to show up and listen and be? I mean, there's not too many courses you take where you're not taking notes and scribbling and later on. Here, you just take the course and it's the beingness and the exploration, which you really find out is where the leadership within you comes from. One of the biggest things was the role that integrity and authenticity make in being a leader. We have these definitions of a leader: show no weakness, and you got to have all the answers. And what I discovered was, whoa, you don't have to be perfect. The flaws that you show people, the fact that you're authentic, if you don't know, it's you don't have to compensate for something to pretend you know, to instill like false confidence by your team. It's just being authentic creates that confidence. So it was really the foundation of the integrity, and nothing works without integrity. By integrity, I mean integrity in your communication, integrity in your word when you give it to somebody, integrity in the fulfillment of the bigger mission of your company, and then the authenticity. That was just powerful because, to stand up there as a leader and just say, yep, I actually don't know the answers and I don't know how to do this, so I'm looking for the team. That's why you have a team. You don't see many leaders do that. It's always just, I got the answers and I'm supposed to have the answers. That also led into realizing that there's something bigger than myself, meaning I can be a catalyst to cause something to happen on a team, in my businesses, in my family, in my relationships. But keeping in mind that it's a community, and something bigger than yourself is when you take the focus away from yourself when you're leading, and it's out there in your bigger mission, the why, what you're trying to create. It's bigger than yourself. So being a leader is not about you compensating and proving something to the world. It becomes about the higher mission the company's doing, the team's doing, the relationship is. The last one is being cause in the matter. Anywhere you show up, after you take this being a leader course, they can drop you in the middle of, biggest chaos, and you show up and you have the skills, just that you're complete, and that the leadership skills you have by just being. And that was another thing, not trying to be, but the natural way of being, of who I am as a leader, and bringing that to any situation. You can be cause of the matter in, like my nieces, they fight. I'm the cause of the matter of being a leadership between them. With my two brothers, in my businesses, a couple of businesses with my brother, there's often disputes. So you could be causing the matter to, it's not only disputes, to not only resolve disputes, but also the creation of something bigger in the future. So those are some of the highlights I do remember around what I took away.
Where have you seen the impact of the course in your career and or your life?
I think the area of my business. I don't know much about quick service restaurants. Right after being a leader course, one thing about being a leader is you can step into any situation, like I was mentioning. So I went in, a dear friend of the family has quick service restaurants. So I partnered up with my elder brother, and it was just the interesting thing of, I don't have to come from a place of, I know how to do this. I know what it's like to be a leader, and I could be a leader in any situation, and then bring your operations and management skills to it. Being a leader really allowed me to step into something that it's kind of daunting, going into a vertical in a business. I come from tech, so doing food and quick service restaurant, it's just something I wouldn't have thought of. So you become unstoppable in terms of really pursuing what it is that you want to create for yourself. Since then, I've invested in 2 tech companies, but it's on my own. It's not with the Intel and Cisco business card that I used to carry for 15 years. It's PKP Investments and Paraag. So it really gave me the confidence of just who I'm going to be being when I show up, whether quick service restaurants, with the tech companies, meeting new investors. And then, as Dylan said, I was in Miami last week, and during the pandemic, everybody was locked in their homes. So I taught myself stock options, and it was just kind of a fun thing to do. And now I've learned how to make passive income around my longest holding. So it's just kind of like the voice in your head of what you can and cannot do diminishes, and you can step into anything. I don't have to have the answers. I'll figure it out as I go along. It was kind of a job that everybody wanted, and I just kind of left it because my father got Parkinson's, and my father was everything to me, as my our family is. Yeah, it's cool that I learned a lot of good things that I could bring in my toolbox, but it's almost like I'm coming with an open vessel to say that I can lead from anywhere. Bringing myself to the moment of whatever it is that I'm creating, And that's what you create from coming to the leadership role with integrity, with authenticity, realizing that what you're out to do is bigger than what you're creating for yourself. It's powerful because then you just show up and bring yourself to it. And then there's no gap to fill. You're just present to whatever is needed in the situation. Being a leader, you just show up anywhere. And this course will definitely really get you in tune with who you are and complete any incompletions where you're just free to show up and lead from where you are without compensating for anything that you're lacking or missing or something that didn't go right in the past or I failed in the past so I can't do it now. No, it kind of erases that and gives you a blank canvas to start from.